What's up, Reds? Welcome back to another Sunday summary. We got a guest on the show this week, and I thought we'd talk about some player ratings, and then we go into some team superlatives for the season, all right? If you're returning, I appreciate you guys coming back, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button and like the video. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, what's up, Steve? How you doing, man?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to be back. I got my Liverpool official Boston T-shirt here.
Hell yeah.
I've been a member of LSC Boston for this is my first season, but yeah, it's pretty cool to go watch the games over there.
You're like, I've been a member for just 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, not that long. Yeah.
Man, I'm absolutely dying without sports. I was sitting in bed last night and I was thinking, it's really only been like 2.5 weeks since everything's been canceled, but it feels like a year.
Yeah, it's been rough. I think this is day 17
Yeah. Wow. So you're
without
actually
soccer
keeping
at
track.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without football, man. Yeah, it's been tough. So really what I'm thinking is with these player ratings, right? Let's just run through it. Let's go through. We'll start from the back, right? So let's go with Allison. All right. And I'll have you go first and then I'll go second. All right. So Allison, player ratings, and then anything else you want to add.
Just to be clear, don't everyone starts at 7, right? Technically. Like
Eh,
for a match rating, I think it all starts at 7.
yeah, it starts at 7 and then you can go down to 6 or 5 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's per match. And now remember, we're doing the whole season. So
Yep. All right, cool. I'm gonna give him a 7.
yeah, you're going to get Allison a 7. So what's your reasoning
Injuries
behind that?
and yeah, he hasn't been able to string together a solid run of games. When he's in, he's great, but based on the fact that he hasn't played, he's probably played like half the year, maybe a little bit more. I'm just gonna give him a 7, 7.5.
All right, so I'm comparing it to last year. So if I'm last year he led the league in clean sheets, and this year he's in third behind Nick Pope and one other English keeper. I can't remember. It's actually surprising, but he still has 10 clean sheets, considering the fact that he missed, what was it, 9 weeks or something like that. So I'm going to give him a 9 because I personally don't think he had any mistakes. He was just out with the injury. And you're right. It did take a minute for him to string together any sort of games because I think like the first 4 or 5 games he came back, we didn't have a clean sheet. Like he was struggling to get into form. So but after that, I think he played excellent, and 10 clean sheets with 28 games and he missed 9 of them. What is that, like almost 50% clean sheet rating? It's not as good as last year, but I'm still going to give him a 9. So now, what about Adrian? Adrian in his cameo games.
Beginning of the year was solid, filled in well.
Yeah,
He still just looks a little bit scared back there. I don't know. He's just like a little bit more sporadic than Allison. He's not as sure. Um, Based on recent events, I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
I was
Would
thinking
have
the
been
same
higher.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7. It's got to be a 7 because he did extremely well for his ability in goal. I mean, you look at games like the Chelsea game and then like games where he had like significant saves that really saved us the 3 points. You got to give him credit for it. But then again, against Atletico, he just he's trash. He just reminds you of what kind of keeper he is. So yeah, I give him a 7.
Yeah, he's
Now,
just a run of the mill goalkeeper that's probably played for, you know,
yeah, yeah,
8.
excellent utility player. He's better than Mignolet.
That's for sure. I
Yeah.
actually pulled Mignolet in a pack yesterday in FIFA 20. Dumped that thing right away.
Oh my gosh. Now going to the back line, let's start at left back. Really, we only have Robertson. You got Milner filling in. Sometimes we let Moreno go. So what are you giving Robertson?
Rock solid, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Always there, always working hard. Nothing to complain about.
Yeah, he's got to get a 9. There's really no reason it's crazy, man. Even thinking back, you may only notice 1 or 2 games where he's just like off, like, but not bad. He's just, he's not necessarily getting forward. His crosses aren't on point, but normally, yeah, he's great at defending. He's great at pushing forward. His crosses are pinpoint like 95% of the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, 9. And then going across the back line, we got Van Dyke.
10.
Yeah, you got to. Can you give him anything other than a 10?
I don't give tens very often, but he's a 10
He's got to be a
every game.
10.
Yeah.
No bias here, of course. I mean, even though
Next.
he's a legend, but
Yes. Yes.
you got to give him a 10. All right, now the right center back. This is where it's going to be a little fun. All right, so let's start with Matip first. All right.
Okay.
All right. So
You can go
Matip,
first.
was that?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So Matip, I'm thinking beginning of the year, he was excellent. I think he had 2 goals before he ended up going down injured. I think he scored against Arsenal and one other. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just 1 goal, but um, he was excellent on the back line. He has also has the ability to push forward. He made those really scary runs where you didn't know he didn't look in control at all, but he somehow managed to weave in and out of like 3 defenders
Yep.
and get a pass off out wide. So, but and then defending, he was excellent at the beginning of the year, and even at the back end of last year. I'll give I'll give Matt Tip I'll give Matt Tip an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 8. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. All right. Now let's go Gomez.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
8.
Yeah, I mean, he's he's gotten better as the years gone on, but again, injuries. Um, his pace makes up for a lot of his errors, and then yeah, I think him and Matip are interchangeable.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say next to the thing about Gomez is he did have some off games. So man, I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8 also. I think he played well in the games that he was featured. And now your boy, Lovren.
My gosh, he hasn't even played, and when he did, he got absolutely bullied by a keeper that belongs in the championship. So we're gonna go ahead and give him a 5.
Wow, that's pretty brutal.
It's yeah, he's got a 5 from me.
Wow. All right. I'll be a little more generous. I'll give him a 6. Um I just think like he's not a bad defender. He has these games where he's just absolute trash.
He needs to go. We can't talk about him ever again after this season. Like the amount of time I've spent bashing him is I could have gotten a couple weeks back of my life. I can't keep doing this moving forward.
I can attest to that. All right, now right back. Let's go over to our boy Trent.
10.
10? Yeah, no question. He's the future
Yeah.
of the club. He's
Yep.
only gotten better this year. I mean, his crossing ability is, I'd venture to say, the best in the world.
His switch of play is just incredible. He can just put the ball anywhere whenever he wants. His free kicks are on point. He should shoot more because he's got a rocket, and it's always like pretty much on target.
Yep.
Um, like that shot against Leicester he had, I think that was the 4th goal of the game or the 3rd. That was just beautiful. I wish he would do that more often.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, that shot against Leicester was great. He also had a shot with his left foot against Aston Villa that just went wide, but same idea. The fact that he can cross with both feet with the accuracy and the power, incredible. 10.
Yep.
Moving into midfield, Fabinho. All right. What are you going?
I'm going to give him a 9.
Yeah.
Injuries have slowed him up, but he was the best defensive midfielder in the league for the first part of the year.
I'm going to say 9.5 only because if you look at that it's so weird, man. And if you go on social media, you'll see it too. Everyone kind of noticed how bad he played once he came back into the side with that injury or after that injury. He had like giveaways and things like that, which is so out of character for him. But he's incredible. His role is great. He plays it perfectly, and his defending ability is awesome. And he fits into Klopp's side perfectly. I don't think aside from like those couple mistakes, you got to give him a 9.5.
Yep.
And then that screamer against City, incredible. I hope to see more of that.
I almost had a heart attack.
That was great. That was great. Let's see who else. Let's go Henderson next.
10.
10?
Yeah, PFA Player of the Year.
I'd have to agree. Mainly because I'm wearing his jersey. But
the hard work, the criticism he's taken has all culminated into him hitting his peak. He's just the best leader in the league, most likely. His passing is incredible. He's a leader. He's getting more forward, and that started at the beginning of last year. He's just a complete player.
Yeah, he'd embrace that role too, because you remember under Rodgers, he actually played a little more forward, kind of like a CAM, but he his work ethic is second to none. And yeah, everything you said, the leadership, he gets so much crap from everyone about not being the skilled or the talented player that a captain should be, but he leads by example. His work ethic is great. Everything, his distribution, fantastic. Got to give him a 10. Let's go to Wijnaldum next.
Always rock solid. No complaints ever. Like ever.
Yeah.
He's box to box work ethic. He's a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
I'll,
9.
I'll give Wijnaldum a 10. And I just always like Wijnaldum because it's the intangibles. It's similar to Henderson. He has a little more stats than Henderson as far as scoring goals. But this season was just, I noticed him a lot more this season. His ball retention, his ability to, like you said, play box to box. He got a few more goals this season. I think Wijnaldum is so solid. He's so consistent, probably our most consistent player. I don't think he ever has a bad game. I'm going with a 10. Let's go Ox next. The Ox.
This is a tough one because he's been just so high and low.
Yeah.
Klopp clearly wants to force him back into the lineup because of the fact that because he's battled injuries for so long. I'm going to give him a 7. I love him as a player. He's had some awesome games, but he's also had some terrible games as well. I think next year is really going to be the year where he polishes his game, I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.
I think a 7 is fair, considering he's very inconsistent, and he struggles to string together the consistency mainly because of the injuries. And I feel like it's been that way his whole career. So his ability is there. You see it. His ability to push forward and really create chances and then shoot. He can shoot. He has a whip on him. So yeah, I'll give him a 7. Nothing bad to say about him necessarily, but it wasn't a standout year like a couple years ago. Keita, kind of the same thing.
Same exact thing. I'm not going to change anything about what I said. 7.
Yeah. 7.
Six
No,
six and a half.
I'll give him an 8 just because I love him. I love Keita. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who else am I missing in midfield?
Milner.
How could I forget Milner?
Jimmy Milner, 10 out of 10. No, I got to give him – I'm going to give him a 9 because when he comes on, he pours his heart and soul onto the field. I think he came on versus Atletico, right?
Yeah.
What a performance. He was just cleaning up everything. Like, anytime he's on the pitch, he wants to win more than anyone else. He does all the dirty work. Rarely has a bad game. Sometimes can get caught out when he's matched up against guys like Zaha and things like that. But that's understandable.
Yeah.
An enforcer on the pitch, Jimmy Milner, 9 out of 10. Funniest guy on the internet.
Man, I got to give Jimmy a 10. I feel bad I forgot him because, man, he is just the ultimate utility player. He's incredible.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah,
and
man.
just you got to remember, people forget he played a whole season at left back. The man's never played left back in his career.
Statistically, he was the number 1 left back in the world that year.
It's
Most
unbelievable.
people don't know that.
What did he have? 11 assists in the Champions League or something?
It's insane, yeah.
James Milner.
The GOAT.
Unbelievable.
Don't forget Lallana.
Oh yeah, Lallana, yeah. Man, I just
He hasn't complained. He hasn't complained. When he comes in, he brings a spark. That goal against United saved me a lot of depression.
Oh yeah.
I love Adam Lallana. I wish we could keep him. There's just no spot for him. There's just younger players that I'm not even going to say they're better. Like Adam Lallana, if he played a whole season, he'd have numbers.
Yeah.
He'd have assists. He'd be incredible.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, he just doesn't fit into Klopp's system. Klopp doesn't trust him enough. 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said it. I mean, when he gets the opportunity, I mean, look at the 16-17 season. He was one of our best players. But this past season, he only had something like 13 appearances. 10 of them were as a sub. I think he had the United goal. Incredible. When he does come on, you can see the talent is still there, but you're absolutely right. There's younger guys with more ability, and they're more ready to go in Klopp's system. I'll give him a 7,
I think when the season comes back, you're going to see a lot of him because he's on his way out. Klopp respects him. He's been at the club for a long time. We're going to win it. I think he's going to get some minutes.
Yeah.
As a pride and a respect thing.
Okay. Right.
and I think he's playing for a contract as well.
I
I
agree.
think he's a great player. I think he can start in the Premier League. I think he can play 30 games a year, be somewhat healthy, give you five goals, maybe 8 assists. He's real solid.
I completely agree with that. I think he can start for a side like Southampton or Leicester even. I wouldn't, because the talks of him going to Leicester, I wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, he would excel at a mid-table club. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. James
Uh,
Madison's going to leave, I think, so that'll free up some room for a little
oh,
while.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. We haven't really seen much of Minamino, only like a couple appearances, so I'm
Yeah.
not even going to rate him, to be
Nope.
honest with you.
Nope.
Let's go. Shaqiri, same kind of deal. He
Yeah.
did have that great goal against Everton. You can't really rate him though. All right, let's go. Let's go front line. Let's go Divock first.
Wow, what a player. That game against Everton he just has these like 3 or 4 moments a year that just keep him relevant in Liverpool fans' minds.
That game against Everton, like that's just it was out of
Yeah,
this world. The
yeah, it was
performance that he
insane.
put in.
He's an 8. He doesn't play enough. He's an 8.
Yeah. God, man, I got to give him a 9. When this man comes off the bench, he makes it's unbelievable the difference he makes.
Hmm.
You put him on that left wing and you're like, he's not going to do much. And then he scores a goal to win you the Champions League final. You know what I mean?
He's just on the team because of the incredible performance he had against Barca, the goal in the Champions League final, and the fact that like Mane, if 2 of the front 3 got hurt, then he'd be a regular player.
Yeah. Yeah. Him
So
and Shaqiri, too. That's what's crazy.
yeah, those guys have just been somewhat healthy.
Yeah. I
So
still, it's still crazy to think about. Our front 3 were Mane, Origi, and Shaqiri against Barca.
yeah,
That's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah. Divock, what did I say? I can't remember. 9?
yeah, you said 9.
He's a legend. Absolute legend. Let's
I think
go,
we can.
Bobby.
This Bobby's a 10 out of 10.
No
Unsung
question.
hero. Scored a ton of away goals this year. Still has a nice goal tally in the league.
Yeah.
He's not a clinical goal scorer. He can be, but everything he does away from the ball is just second to none.
Yeah.
He's the best false nine in the world. Probably one of the best players, the best Brazilian to ever play in the Premier League.
That's
He's up
fair.
there. Yep.
That's fair. Yeah. 10 out of 10. I think because he dropped so deep, it kind of takes away from his ultimate, what he could be getting as far as a goal tally. I 8 goals this season. That's fine with me. Last year he had 12, and we haven't even played the whole season. So I think 8's fine. His work ethic is second to none. He has the best smile of any. I mean, the teeth are white. The whole team ever is. He's just incredible. I
He won the
can't.
Club World Cup for us as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. When you take him out, it's definitely noticed. It's definitely noticed. Now, going across the front line, we got Salah next.
He's a 10.
Yeah,
A lot of criticism throughout the year, but he shows up every single week, and you can count on him to attack, attack, attack. He's so direct. He doesn't play games. He kind of just makes it happen. He's got a lot of ups and downs, but that's part of his game. If you tried to contain him or change him, he wouldn't be as effective. And I think the goal tally is still there. He's probably top 5 in the league. He finds a way to get it done. You need a guy like that on your team to just figure out a way to put the ball in the net, especially when you're struggling.
yeah. I think he's 3rd or 4th in the league in goal tally. Man, I'm one of the people who criticizes him. I'm gonna give him a 9, and the only reason I'm giving him a 9 is because there are moments. I know his only job is to score goals. I get that, but there are moments when he's selfish, right? There's moments where he tries to create an impossible angle when he has open players. Like look against, I think it was Leicester. He rounded the keeper and he had Mane and Firmino open in the box, and he just ripped one from like 17 yards out and just hit the side netting. I don't know. It's just there's certain parts of his game that make me anxious. Like when he dribbles, I feel like he's going to lose it. I don't know. I'm going to give him a 9 though because he scores and he's effective. He's definitely effective. Now Sadio,
9.
9.
I think most people give him a 10, saying he was like,
I'm giving him a 10.
I'm giving him a 9.
Okay, you got to explain.
I just don't think he's been perfect. And I think there's been some times this year where uncharacteristically he's been a little too aggressive, getting in tussles with people. Like maybe the fact that he's getting so popular is kind of getting to his head a little bit. Still an incredible player, a highlight reel at any moment. I just think it takes a lot to earn a 10. And he's also battled some injuries as well. So I knew you were going to give him a 10. I think most people would, but
I love him.
I'm just going to be critical of him and give him a 9.
All right. That's fair enough. I mean, I gave Salah a 9. Most people would give Salah a 10, but I see things in his game where they make me anxious and I don't like. So that's fair enough. Now,
Cool.
let's get into some superlatives for the year. Okay. So we we got most likely to come off the bench and win you a Champions League final. Who you going with?
Divock Origi.
It's got to be Divock. That's the best one.
Yeah.
That's the best one. All right. Best dancer.
The one and only C Senor. Give the ball to Bobby and he will score.
Bobby's the best dancer. You know what's so funny? Anytime he tries to dance, you see Sadio come up behind him and try to do the same dance.
Yeah, and also mess him up as well.
Yeah.
Just try and take his shine. It's not right. Let that man salsa.
Man, I love his celebrations, man. All right, best song. This one's obvious, but I could see people having a toss up with two.
Mm-hmm. The Bobby song.
It's got to be Bobby.
Yeah.
Si, senor. It's got to be Bobby's song. People, I would think people would say Van Dyke, but
Mo Salah.
Yeah, or Salah. I just think that Salah is really simple, but yeah. Anyways, most likely to be a coach. This is a good one you threw at me last night. I think this is a great question.
Yep. For me, without a doubt, James Milner.
Yeah. Wow. He didn't even come. I'm forgetting James Milner this morning, man.
Not right. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
He never forgets about you.
He doesn't. You're damn right.
You're the first thing he thinks about when he wakes up in the morning.
Man, I was going to go with Henderson, but now that you brought up Milner, yeah, it's got to be Milner, man. He's the definition of a leader, and that's kind of why I wanted to go with Henderson. But yeah, James Milner, I wouldn't be surprised if after his career is over, if Klopp is still at Liverpool, you think he would bring him back?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of like what Brendan Rodgers did with Kolo Touré. Kind of same kind of deal, good leader. But yeah, all right, James Milner it is. Biggest liability. I already know your answer. This isn't even really a superlative.
Dejan Lovren, biggest scrub.
Oh my gosh, biggest liability. I wish Alberto Moreno was here because that would be my answer, no question.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I miss Klavan. We should have kept Klavan and let Lovren go.
Klavan was just awesome, man. He would come in and just get a job done.
I know.
Great player.
I know. He had that header against Burnley. I think it was Burnley.
Yeah, no, Burnley or Palace.
Whatever it was incredible.
King Klavan, that's where he got the nickname.
Yeah, what a player. You do one thing in a Liverpool shirt and you become a legend.
It's unbelievable.
You just have to do one incredible thing.
Yeah.
And then you're a legend for the rest of time. They're going to be talking about King Klavan in 4021 for that one header.
All right. Biggest. All right, I got it. Man, this is tough, man, because we don't really have any bad players.
Worst player?
You got to go Lovren.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still on liability. You got to go Lovren just because he has those games where he's not even there mentally. Yeah. He just forgets that he's playing soccer or football. Sorry. All right.
On the end of the year.
All right. Most underrated. This is another good one. We can't say Bobby. Because he's been underrated for a while, but I think people are starting to come around.
Yeah, and he's also worth he's one of the top 10 players based on what he's worth in the market in the world. Yep. So experts know, but fans that just crazy screamers from everywhere don't know.
Yeah.
People that say that Sergio Aguero is a more important player than Bobby Firmino are the people that I'm talking about.
They're absolutely nuts, those people.
The people that reference Harry Kane in the discussion.
Completely different players, too. Harry Kane and Aguero are pure strikers.
Yeah. They can't do anything else. They literally stand up top and just wait.
They can
Bobby's like,
finish
no,
though.
I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna dance. They made a song after me. I'm a legend. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the question, most underrated. We just go off on tangents about Bobby.
um, couple players come to mind, and it's Wijnaldum and Henderson. I think they both get the respect from the coach because he understands how good they are and how important they are to the team. But most underrated for me is James Milner. You put him in anywhere.
Yeah.
He's just an incredible player. He's just
You
rock
you can put
solid.
James Milner at goalkeeper and he will get
Yes.
you 10 clean sheets a season.
Any team would benefit from having him. He could plug in at any position, any team in the world, and they'd be like, "Wow, this is worth it. Glad we got
Yeah,
this guy." Underrated,
absolutely.
James Milner.
I'm
Yep.
going Jordan Henderson, no question, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people. I actually had an exchange with someone on Instagram I don't even follow, but I just remember it was on the Explore page and it was a picture of Henderson saying, people need to stop. This guy's trash. I don't care if he's the captain of Liverpool. But I was just thinking, he doesn't get the stats that, stand out. He might get 1, 2, 3 goals on a good year, right? But he's definitely the most underrated player on the team. There's just no question to me. There's no question that he's the most underrated. I could definitely see James Milner, Genie, definitely Genie maybe. In past years, it was Bobby. Now we got most valuable player. This is the hardest one.
Yeah, I want to say Bobby so bad but he's a 1B to Van Dyke's 1A. Van Dyke makes so many people look better around him.
The answer is Van Dyke. There is a correct answer to this question, and it's never more apparent than he came in the January transfer window, and as soon as he started playing, everything changed. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
literally push everybody forward and just leave Van Dyke back. I swear to God,
Yeah,
and no one scores.
yeah.
It's great.
He's gonna stay for a long time too. He's
Yeah.
not gonna sell out and go to those. No, he's not gonna do it.
I think he would have already done it anyway because if you look at his career, he went to Celtic and then he was at Southampton and now he's with us. I think he wants to play in England.
Yeah, he
His
speaks
English
great
is
English.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Why go and why go to a team like Real Madrid or Barcelona? Like, what would that do for you?
It's the pedigree, it's the name, it's the money they can pay you. But you're right. If you're looking at a player like Van Dijk, why would you go? But I could see it, when you had Coutinho. You're afraid of it with Firmino, but I don't think Firmino's going anywhere. With the Spanish players, it makes sense. But when you look at Van Dijk, it just doesn't. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where else would you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't have any more superlatives. Do you have any final thoughts?
the the league needs to come back soon because I
Yeah.
miss it and I want to hold that. I want them to hoist that trophy.
Man, I've every week it changes is in terms of like what's going to happen to Liverpool's chances. Apparently, yesterday I was reading every team wants them to just scrap this season and start next season, and then I'm seeing that,
Especially the people in the bottom three
of course,
and the other five in the top six.
yeah.
Of
I
course, they
mean,
want that.
why are Liverpool the most hated team?
I don't know if they're the most hated team. Uh,
Nobody wants them to lift the trophy. Nobody.
we are easily the best team in England, easily, and still we're club world champions right now, and we're still champions of Europe, even though we got knocked out. That happens. You're not going to be perfect. There's no team in the world that's better than us. I don't care who you ask. They're lying if they say otherwise.
No, you're absolutely right. Look, the gap in the table speaks for itself.
Yeah, Man City is not even the second best team in the league this year. I don't think
No, I think they peaked. They peaked last season or maybe the season before, but I mean,
they're going
God,
to get
because we,
banned. Players are going to leave. Sane is going to leave. De Bruyne shouldn't stay because he's just going to play in the Premier League and that's it once a week. Like what?
I don't think De Bruyne goes anywhere. Where's he going to go?
It's a good question.
I mean,
It's
he's
a
like
great
what,
play.
28, 29? He's not going anywhere.
Well, he's never going to hoist the Champions League trophy then.
Dang, that's savage. I think that's a good place to end it. Man
Yep.
City's never lifted a Champions League trophy. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Always
Yeah, man,
happy
no
to join.
problem. All right, and thanks y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it.